On the 23rd of April 2019, a series of bombings in Sri Lanka killed 321 and injured 500 people. Does anyone remember? I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago, right? In those 2 weeks, over 30 terrorist attacks happened and over 145 Muslims were killed by Islamic terrorists. But let's go back to Sri Lanka. I mean, to Speaker's Corner, to listen to the brave Muslims who stood up and condemned the bombings.
It's nothing wrong from Islam to condemn the attacks on churches. Okay? And those who does not condemn the attacks on churches in Sri Lanka, even if the door is not Muslim, we still have to condemn it.
Ahmed, we already knew at this point that these attacks were performed by Muslims because the jihad militia, IS, took responsibility for it.
And if the door is Muslim, we need to condemn it more. And by doing this, we are just preaching Sharia and Islam and what it teach. So those who are confused about not condemning attacks on churches, they are confused about Sharia. Because does the Sharia condemn this action or does not condemn it? Of course, Sharia condemning attacks like this. We should never attack place of worship for Christians or even paganists.
Thank you, Ahmed, for this. But there is one thing which concerns me. All the time we were talking about the point that Islam forbids to destroy a place of worship. I think the reason for it is very simple. It is much easier to change the symbol on a church than to rebuild it.
So those Muslims who are calling for Sharia and they are not condemning attacks on churches, if the door was Muslim, these people are ignorant about Sharia and they should go and learn before they speak about Islam and Sharia. Thank you.
You never talk about the people who died. And the reason for it is, we all know what the Quran says about the infidels. Don't we?
سنلقي في قلوب الذين كفروا الرعب بما أشركوا بالله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا ومأواهم النار وبئس مثوى الظالمين.
I'm here to present something small and brief. What happened with this Easter thing, that church thing, people justify it as Islamic actions. Now I'm going to say that as a Muslim and who follows the way of the predecessors, this is not the action of Islam. This is not the action of Islam and the action of the Salaf al-Salih. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran,
Dear Zakariya, I bet the verse you will quote is talking about killing a human is similar to killing mankind.
Chapter 5, Ayah 32. Summarize the verse short. Allah said, whoever takes one life of the mankind has killed the whole of humanity. And whosoever says one soul of the mankind has saved the whole of humanity.
Do I have magic powers? No. This verse is quoted by nearly every Muslim whenever possible to show that Islam is a religion of peace. The sad side about the Quran is that for every positive you can find a negative verse.
In the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, narrated by Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said the biggest of al-qaba'ib, the major of the biggest sins, are 1, to join partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 2, to murder other innocent human being, 3, to be undutiful to one's parents, and 4, to make a false statement or to give false witness. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 9, number 6871. So from the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they're talking about the kaba'ir, which is when you shirk, joining others with Allah. And to take the life of innocent people is totally haram in Islam.
Zakariya, you said innocent? The question is, who decides who is innocent or not? There are many people who I would view as innocent, but the Quran doesn't, even if they are.
Again, we condemn the actions of this Daesh, Khawarij, Khuruj, who claim to be Islam, but they are not. And secondly as well, anyone who says to do this action, his amal, is not acceptable behavior. So from this action, we condemn them, they're taking the life of innocent people, whether it's a masjid, whether it's a church, or any place of worship, it is forbidden in the deen of Islam.
Thank you very much for the condemnation of the terror attack, but on the other side, why do you deny that those terrorists were Muslims? Besides the fact that an Islamic terror organization already take the responsibility of those attacks, don't they read the same book as you? Don't they quote from the same book as you? Don't they say that you are the one who is not following Islam? Or do you want to tell me that both of you read from the same book and each one of you interprets this book differently? Wouldn't it mean that this book is not perfect because it can be misunderstood? The perfect God was not able to create a book which can be understood by all people equally?
Secondly, Islam is a peaceful religion. It is a merciful religion. It is a religion for the whole of humanity. It is a لِرَحْمَةٍ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah said, He said for Muhammad as a mercy to the whole of mankind. So we condemn, as I said, these actions of Daesh, Boko Haram, ISIS, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, all these fanatic groups. We are free from them and this Khawarij. So I want to make this small video that we condemn this action and innocent people.
Maybe it was a slip of the tongue, but did you just condemn innocent people?
Innocent people.
If you don't like violence, you will not like Islam.
There was another funny incident while Christians and Muslims were discussing the bombings in Sri Lanka in Speaker's Corner, London. Listen carefully.
The question we're asking is this. Muslims went into a church and they blew up innocent men, women and children, right? Where did they get that influence from? What influenced them? Wait, one person, sir. One person. You can't answer, so let him answer. You can't answer, let him answer.
Probably extremist Muslim preachers. Those are extremists. They call them extremists. People who take their ideology to the extreme. And this can be found, people who take their ideology to the extreme. This can also be found in Christianity also.
100%. But don't switch it, I'm asking who was the influence?
I'm telling you.
Are you going to let him answer the question or not, man? Give the guy respect and give him a chance, man.
There are people who
young buck, man.
regardless of ideology.
Extremists in the ideologies,
Every
okay?
ideology,
so, extremist Christian is the one who would give up his life for the enemy.
Thank you.
They would pray for the enemy.
That's not true.
That's
not true, madam. That's not true.
Love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you.
So the priest...
Extremist Muslim, what would they do?
How you asking?
See, now you're not answering. Answer the question. See what happened there?
Although the argument worked out fine and our friend of camel races here was speechless for seconds, the first picture which came into my mind when I heard about Christians praying for their enemies was this one. To claim that Christians are praying for their enemies is like saying that Charles Manson was the founder of the Green Party. Cheers!
My friends back in to do the terrible deed. The wicked deed. Did we have the castle there with the vampires and the Frankenstein and the bugs and lizards dying in the deserts? Do we have the water that's dying and the whales are being killed and the seals are dying?
Here we go again. Lay it off on somebody else.
It's just satire. It's just satire, bro.